Will I have options to pick and choose, or is it just one flat service?
So every product needs to be assigned correctly, and the customs broker is generally trained in that, in classifying a product.
First question would be, what is a licensed customs broker?
A licensed customs broker is someone who is authorized by the U.S. federal government to help importers or partnerships or associations, anyone that is bringing in merchandise abroad into the United States for consumption.
So if I'm producing something in Vietnam, why do I need a licensed customs broker?
Anything that comes from the outside that's coming into the United States needs to clear customs, and there are requirements, there are duties, fees, and anything like that. So you need someone to attach an HTS code to your product and then to submit paperwork into the government so it clears customs.
But isn't that what a freight forwarding company does?
A freight forwarding company only moves the merchandise or the shipment. It organizes the logistics. So your container from Vietnam to the United States will be going on a vessel. So the freight forwarder will be organizing that. But you need another entity, or you need paperwork to clear customs, and that's where the customs broker comes in.
What specific services do customs brokers provide? And if me, as the person that's importing the goods, will I have options to pick and choose, or is it just one flat service?
Generally speaking, it's just one flat service, because you're just concerned with getting your shipment, your container cleared under customs into the United States. So the customs broker plays two major roles. That's one is making sure your shipment is compliant with government rules and regulations. For example, there could be partnering government agencies like health, agriculture, anything like that has extra scrutiny or extra rules and regulations regarding your product, and then you need the right paperwork. So the customs broker would tell you that. And then two, he would help facilitate the process of getting your product or entering your product into the United States. So completing a 7501, a 3461, making sure the shipment is bonded, there's a power of attorney, and then submitting the paperwork that's necessary.
That's great. Explain what an HS code is, and then confirm that that's another thing that the customs broker does, is classify. Is that correct?
Yes. So the technical term is Harmonized Tariff Schedule, HTS, or some people just say HS for short. And it is made up of 99 chapters, and it is produced and published by the International Trade Commission, a federal agency here in the United States. And it's a big book, a big catalog, and every product conceivable has an HTS code, and it falls under a certain chapter. For example, more raw materials would fall in the beginning of the sections of the book, and then more developed products like electronics or cell phones would fall in the further chapters. And that's how it works. And so every product is assigned a code. It's 10 digits, and the last 4 digits or more for statistical reasoning. And then so every product needs to be assigned correctly, and the customs broker is generally trained in that, in classifying a product before it enters the United States.
Is there a case when I don't need a customs broker? For example, when I'm importing things from Vietnam into the US?
If you are a small-time importer and doing it for one time under $800 US, then you really don't need a customs broker. A customs broker is beneficial for medium-sized to larger companies that have continuous shipments ongoing, maybe 3 or 4 containers a month, for what we call consumption. That's merchandise that's for resale. So you've got your Targets, your Costco's, your Home Depot's. Those types of companies need a customs broker because there's so much volume, and they need people to do the paperwork on a continuous basis to clear customs. So technically, if you're just a private citizen, you have a $700 shipment of maybe some product that you want to get into the United States that you're not going to resell, you could just probably file it yourself and get away without any big problem. If you want, you can do the 7501 and then fill it out. If you are confident enough, if you're a sole one person importer, again, you could maybe figure it out yourself. You could probably Google and try to get the right forms, or have someone at customs help you kind of fill it out one time and get away with it. But generally speaking, the licensed customs broker would be trained on filling that data sheet out with the correct HTS code, with correct duties, and then making or paying the fee for that.
Let's say I'm importing something unusual that's less than the $800. For example, alcohol, weapons, chemicals. Even when it's $800, if it's on a particular hazardous substance list, do you still need to hire a customs broker?
In that case, you might be better off doing that, because it would fall under hazardous goods. So as you mentioned, there are partnering government agencies, PGAs we call them, and they have extra rules and regulations regarding firearms or chemicals that pertain to importation. So the customs broker would have to do research and realize that there are certain products that might be limited, or might are not able to bring into the United States. So he or she would be able to tell you and make that decision.